Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest Expanded. And, well, this is a pretty funny thing about the Empire of Sigmar. I'm actually kind of surprised. I was thinking to myself that we were going to have a massive battle on our hands, and we were going to do a siege defense. And I thought, yes, I'm excited. You know, I'm excited about it. Unfortunately, yeah, the Empire of Sigmar have actually proven themselves to be very supportive, for some unknown reason, of our conquering of the Chaos Realm, and as a result, they have appeared. Yes, they have actually appeared, and now we are in this situation. So this is very interesting, kind of weird, very, very strange. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to try and see if I can speak to Mr. Emperor Karl Franz himself. I'm actually going to see if I can, let me just see here. Okay. Am I actually, yes, okay. I am actually a vassal. Okay. I am actually a vassal, right? Okay. Let me just take a quick look at the characters. We are indeed the lord of this place. Okay. So, that means that I do have the potential to get this town. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on over to Fjord's Edge, and we're going to see if I can maybe capture this as well, because, I mean, let's face it, it's going to be a good idea, right? It's going to be a good idea for us to do something like this, and it's not going to take us, well, it shouldn't take us that long, all right? It shouldn't take us that long. Hopefully, cross fingers, if we can do a reasonably good job. Now, what I'm also going to do is I have decided I'm gonna swap out my weapon, if I can actually get enough money to do that. I'm gonna swap out this weapon that I'm using right now, this sword. Even though this sword is obviously fantastic and really, really good and does a lot of damage and everything, I personally believe that having an instant kill weapon is going to be a bit more effective in the long run, because even though it only has a 16% chance to activate, I think this is going to provide us with much more value than if we were to use the weapon that we're currently using, which provides us with a 66% chance for additional damage. And that is just additional damage. That is not instant kill or anything like that. So that is obviously the main thing here. But if you can imagine us going into a battle, right? We go into a battle, there's a massive enemy, right? A massive enemy. There's the Hell Cannon, by the way. The Hell Cannon going off right there, doing massive damage. Thank you so much for being in this siege, Hell Cannon, sir. Yes. Yeah, doing a lot of damage right there. Very nice. Anyway, the point is, if we have an instant kill weapon and we're up against an extremely powerful, massive unit, I could potentially kill them instantaneously. At least that is the hope. I don't know whether that is actually the case. I don't know whether that will work. But I am intrigued and kind of curious to find out whether that is actually going to be even possible. I don't know whether it will be. So that's going to be the question. That's going to be the main, you know, big thing that we're going to try to figure out in this episode if we can, and if not, well, then we're just gonna have to do our best. And there it is, 11 renowned for us right there, and I did manage to kill 26. Yes, we did manage to kill quite a few. Anyway, rescue prisoners right here. I am actually going to be leaving most of these, because they're just going to go into the you know, they're just going to go into the garrison, so we don't even need to worry about that too much. Now what we're going to do is we're not going to request this. We're not going to request this, because the way that Warband works is a little bit different to the way that Bannerlord works in the fief selection, basically. And so pretty much what's going to happen is if we were awarded something close by, it's very, very likely, if we were playing Bannerlord, that is, that we would be awarded additional fiefs in and around the area. Now, unfortunately, because that is not the case, Warband is a little bit different. Warband, basically, if you have a fief already, then it's very, very unlikely for, you know, a person to provide you with multiple fiefs. In quick succession at the very least. It very much depends, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really experienced that much. Anyway, we've taken it. Yeah, and as you can see, all the troops that we had, the rescued prisoners and so on and so forth, they've now gone into the garrison, and that is wonderful. Technically, I could have rescued them and then put them in Stromstad if I wanted to. I suppose maybe that would have been a better idea. But you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy with the way things are going right now. 152. All right, let's do this. Let's see what we can do here. Ooh, now this is going to be a bit of a... Oh no, maybe not. I was going to say, this is going to be a difficult one, but no, the Hell Cannon has other ideas. As I said, this is a bit of an interesting one because of the low wall and the fact that the enemy has such a significant advantage in well, as you can quite clearly tell, the rooftop over there. It's making everything very, very difficult for us. Okay, you know what? I have a bow, so I might as well use it, right? Oh no, I hit a friendly troop. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm hitting the Hell Cannon by mistake. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't need to worry about that. As you can see, I literally did 10 damage to that thing. Yes, that's very, very likely that I'm going to kill it very quickly, isn't it? Yes. Not. Okay, so, yeah, we're otherwise going to be completely fine here. Oh, yeah. The Hell Cannon has a huge hitbox. And I guess that's its weakness, of course. It's probably going to be killed very, very quickly if we allow it to. Yeah, I kind of want to see if I can maybe do some damage to these Heralds of Khorne, if at all possible, because they are inherently going to be very, very damaging. And I'm kind of hoping that our forces are going to actually kill them, instead of just letting them wail on our people any more significantly than they already have. But no, it seems like we're actually we are doing very, very well, surprisingly enough. Gotrek has 20 kills in the current battle, and we are running around with literally 33 people. I mean, I've obviously lost a couple of extras in this siege, but we're running around with basically no one, and I feel like I feel like it is literally all down to our ogres and big units, with the exception of obviously Gotrek and a number of others. But yeah, it's really making a huge difference. Thank you. Yes, murder those fellows as well. Okay, do we have anyone else? Yes, 4 enemies remaining. Where are they? They're in the little archery nest over there, I believe. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. They're just over here. Okay, that's pretty easy. Yeah, and like, no offense, but I feel like I need a way to recruit ogres, like a more, shall we say, a more reliable way to recruit ogres. That would be fantastic, but yeah, highly unlikely that that's going to be the case. Let's face it, it's definitely not going to be the case. All we're going to do right now is I'm just going to take a couple of people here just so that I can slap them in the garrison nearby, and that is literally all I'm going to do. I am literally just going to do that, and then we'll just take some of this. This is actually, oh no, it doesn't actually work, even though it is better for us. But yeah, that is not going to work because it looks ridiculous. So yeah, we're not going to do that. Anyway, let's move on over here and we will manage the garrison. I am going to manage the garrison despite probably not maybe getting the fief. It may not be awarded to us, of course, in the end, which would be pretty sad. But I kind of want to just, you know, put a bunch of people in there anyway. Just because I can, you know, because it's available, so I might as well. And we do have a bunch of Chosen of Chaos here. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Please let there be a ransom broker. I need a ransom broker. I know I could sell it to the Tavern Keeper, but I don't really want to do that because the Tavern Keeper gives you 50%. Yes, 50% of the original price. Yeah, that's not going to work. Unfortunate for me. Well, never mind. Okay, we'll just leave that the way it is. Let's wait here for some time. Let's see what is actually going to happen now. Ooh, alright, we're getting our Chamberlain. Okay, yeah, let's appoint a Chamberlain. Thank you very much. Bastiche leveled up as well, by the way. Yeah, I don't know whether you noticed that, but he did. And we can actually go in and speak to Matthias as well. I actually don't even know really what to spec into these guys, to be honest, because they all have, well, they all have good stats, but it's just very, very difficult to actually choose what to spec into them, because you can see here, look at what Genevieve has, for example. She obviously has insane amounts of Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Strength, Agility, etc. But what do I actually need to spec her in? Because there really isn't anything. I guess I could spec her into some trainer skill. I mean, that would probably make sense in the long run. You know, that would really make a pretty big difference. Maybe it would make a difference to level up Eleanor's trainer skill, actually. So yeah, you know what? Let's actually start doing that a little bit. Even though the trainer skill is probably not going to make that much difference at all, because if we are indeed recruiting, you know, neutral units here and there, then it's probably not going to make any difference whatsoever, because we're not really going to be leveling anyone up, you know. They're just going to be smack dab right there, you know, immediately, you know, full HP, full levels, you know. They're not going to need any experience. So anyway, we'll see what happens, because Stromstad obviously is indeed kind of close to maybe being awarded to us. Now, I would like to attack these guys, but unfortunately this is indeed a Nurgle Lord. And I have a bad feeling that if I were to attack this guy, he has 2 great unclean ones, which I think are the big units. Let me actually just have a quick look. Great, yep, there we go. They are the big units. They have 1,500. Yeah, they have 1,500. Yep. This is gonna be insane. Yeah, that's gonna be really, really hard for us to deal with, and that's the reason why I'm probably not going to be going over there. What? He's deciding to give me Mount Veneer? Oh. Okay. Sure. I will accept the honor then, and I will immediately rush over there. I'm very surprised, actually. I was not anticipating being awarded this for any reason. There's an Ice Witch available here. I would love to be able to rescue this Ice Witch. If you don't know this, and you haven't seen the Chaos Lord series that we had, the Demon Lord series that we had, then you won't know, but the Ice Witches are extremely powerful and very, very, well, I wouldn't say they're dangerous if they're on your side, but if they're on the enemy's side, then you are going to have the most painful time in the world, just like I did when I was, you know, fighting against them in majority of the time. But yeah, that's the reason why I'd like to be able to try to rescue them if at all possible. I think that would be very, very useful for us. And if we can, then well, then the enemy is going to get a nice taste of the Ice Witch. And, well, I don't know whether it's going to be that effective, because maybe it's been changed in the expanded version or something like that, but all I remember is that Ice Witches are so annoying to deal with. And if we can make the enemy have to deal with those, then all the better, right? Yes, all the better. Anyway, we can hopefully murder these fellows right now. These guys, Chaos Zealots, there we go. They're absolutely 100% dead. And we lost basically no one, because of course we didn't. And yes, there's the Ice Witch. There we go. We finally got one. Okay, that's wonderful. I'm actually going to be taking all of these guys. I know that there probably is a keybind for me to use to recruit all of these at once, but I don't remember what it is. And also, I'm not sure if it's going to cause a crash, because I've used those kinds of things in the past. And in general, sometimes it does cause a crash, no matter what. I think it might be something to do with my installation or whatever, but yeah, anyway. As you can see, Gotrek likes fighting with Felix, as you might expect. Yes, indeed. You know, lore-friendly and everything. Anyway, let's go over to Mount Veneer. This is indeed taken. Bay of Blades. That has 183. Okay, that is hilarious, because we took that, and for some reason it is not taken back. I don't know why, but for some reason it wasn't taken back. Okay, so Mount Veneer actually has a bunch of people in the garrison. That's pretty nice. Okay, I like that. Now we're just going to be slapping a bunch of people in there as well. And yeah, we're just going to leave these. Okay, do we have anything else here that I really want to take? I have some Marauder champions, but I don't really care about those too much. You know what I do care about, though? A ransom broker. A ransom broker would be fantastic in here. Am I going to get lucky? I am getting lucky with a potential ogre. No, it's the monster merchant. Yes. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. A load of people were talking about this in the comments, telling me, oh, yes, you should try and find the monster merchant. And I was thinking to myself, okay, wait a minute. What is the monster merchant? Because I've never seen this before. All right, hello. Good day, sir. Will you be looking at my selection of goods? What? Okay. What is this? What is this? Okay, this is absolute insanity. Apparently, there's stuff here that is absolutely incredible, and literally, you can basically roleplay as basically any massive unit that you want. That is pretty insane, if I do say so myself. Okay, you know what? I really want. What do I want? What do I want, actually? What do I want? Ooh, this is a bit difficult. Do I want any of these, actually? Do I want any? Yes, I do, right? I do want some of these, don't I? This is going to be interesting. I mean, I could go for... Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, no. I mean, I could literally be a Herald of Corn. Look at this. Herald of Corn, straight up. Wow. Okay, you can also do Valkyrie if you want to do that, if you want to roleplay as her. That is hilarious. Yeah, wow, if only, you know what, if only we had this merchant with my Lizardman series, because I could have become a Croxigore then. That would have been fun. I actually don't know, was the monster merchant in there before? I don't think so, right? I think this is to do with the expanded version of the game. Okay, so there is a Rat Ogre Hulk, a Chaos Troll. I wouldn't mind being a Chaos Troll. That sounds fun. 60 Stone Troll. I don't even have enough money. That's the funny thing. I don't have enough money. Isn't that sad? I mean, I could potentially purchase this, but this is a 50-50-50. I mean, obviously the leg armor is much better. I do lose body armor though, and this doesn't look particularly fitting, shall we say, does it? It doesn't look particularly fitting, so that's obviously a bit of a problem. So what is actually fitting for the Empire? Because we're not really, I guess, ogres, but I don't have any. I mean, I have dragon ogre armor, as you can see right here, but this requires 100 strength, which I don't have. And there's no way I'm going to be able to afford that, or even get close to that. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, we could obviously do this if we wanted to. Crypt horror. Yeah, wow, this is crazy cool though. I gotta say, this is absolutely fantastic. It's just unfortunate that I don't think I'm going to be able to afford these anytime soon. Well, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I only need another 10,000, but unfortunately I don't have enough right now to be able to do that. I literally do not. That is very sad. Actually, you know what? Wait a minute. Maybe I will have enough. If we go into the tavern here and we actually sell them to the tavern keeper. I obviously don't really want to do this, because if I do this, it's fundamentally losing me money. But let me actually just see. Want to sell all the prisoners? Only 1,000? Yeah, that's kind of sad. Alright, we're not going to do that then. Let's manage the town. Let's get a war academy. How long is that going to take? It's going to take 59 days. That's kind of annoying, isn't it? That's kind of annoying. Okay, well, is there anything else that I can get here that's going to take a little bit less? Helps the local economy. It's going to take 20 days. Healers Guilds, 17 days. Wow. Yeah, not a big fan, not a big fan. I guess we'll just go with this. Improved roads. I want to get something, you know what I mean? I want to get something being built, because if I don't do that, then we're going to be having a pretty annoying time, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, okay. So we're going to run around with this, and we are going to, I guess, head on over to Thorkovik once again, as well as Halkild Castle. We have to be very careful here, though, because Mount Veneer is now mine, so I very much want to make sure that it remains ours, you know what I mean? We really do not want to let that go. For some reason, my poison is still on me, very annoyingly enough. Okay, we're gonna have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this. Ah, there we go. 13,000! Nice! 13,000 gold was just added to the treasury. Okay, that's wonderful. That means that I would be potentially able to afford one of those monster things. I'm not entirely sure what to go for, though. As I said, I don't know which one would really be the most fitting for us. But I felt like the troll one seems pretty cool. You know, being a stone troll or something like that might be fun. I don't know. I think that seems cool at least, but... yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Anyway, this is obviously a siege that we've already done in the series, so I'm gonna just do this myself, and then we'll be moving on to Thorkovik afterwards, and the Ice Witch is obviously going to be making us immune to death. Alright, so what we're gonna do is, I'm actually gonna go to the Monster Merchant, because we did obviously get that massive payday from the tariffs and rents of the town. And so I'm gonna withdraw 10,000, and we're gonna try to find the Monster Merchant. Unfortunately, he moved. Yes, he's no longer here. He's no longer in the tavern at Mount Veneer, and so we are going to obviously make our way somewhere else. I don't know where he is, but someone told me that there is a menu, the same menu that we went to before to look at the other special merchants, and apparently the Monster Merchant is also there, so we're going to take a look and see where he is at. And it looks like we found him. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go for... Oh. Do I literally not have enough money? Okay, you know what? I'm going to sell this. I know. I probably shouldn't sell it, but I'm going to sell it. And we're going to go for... do I want to go for the Stone Troll? I think the Stone Troll seems the coolest for me personally, because, I mean, look. Looks cool, right? I think it looks cool. No? I don't know. The problem is... yeah, you know what? I think it is cool. I don't know. I think it's cool. We could go for the Croxagore. Obviously, the Croxagore would provide us with much more armor in general. If we're thinking about gameplay benefits, then obviously, you know, something like the Sand Wraith would probably be the way to go. And this is obviously only 17,000. Which is hilarious, because, I mean, you can see here, look at the Sand Wraith. I mean, I could literally be a Sand Wraith if we wanted to. That might be fun. I don't know. Oh, there's just so much cool stuff here. That's the unfortunate thing, which is hilarious, because I'm not complaining, obviously. I'm just saying that, you know, it just seems really cool. I mean, look at this thing. Look at this. I mean, obviously, this doesn't really help right now because, you know, the legs are shown, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure why that is because I think technically they should be removed, but I'm not sure why that's happening actually. But yeah, doesn't matter anyway. All we're gonna do is we're gonna do the Stone Troll, I guess. We're gonna do the Stone Troll. Oh, it doesn't seem to work actually. As you can see, we got 2 legs down at the bottom there. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. I did not see that beforehand. So that's a little bit strange. But I guess we're just gonna go for it. And there you go. That's gonna have to be it. Look at this. I mean, just ignore the boots, okay? Just ignore the boots. But yeah, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I think this looks absolutely fantastic. And it's amazing that you could do that. And he was that Karak-Hern, by the way. Alright, so I'm attempting to take Shrevold now. Now, Shrevold is indeed a castle, and there's a very specific reason why I'm wanting to take this. And there are a number of prisoners here that could be somewhat useful as fodder. Maybe not something super hardcore for us in regards to keeping them in our army long term, but it is definitely something I'm considering using just for the sake of absorbing some damage for the upcoming siege at Asgraved, because Asgraved is very close by to where we currently are, and it has a significant garrison. You know, they got 346 in there, and that is certainly something that I am not a big fan of. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a difficult one right here. So let's see what we could do. I'm obviously going to be absorbing all of the arrows that I can. And this is indeed a Nurgle Thief. So, yeah, you could see that by the amount of champions of Nurgle, of course. And I'm going to see if I can just penetrate them as hard as I possibly can. Because, let's face it, if they're standing there, they are welcoming the satisfying thrust of our sword. And to be fair, we're not really, you know, we're not really thrusting that much, which is a little bit unfortunate, but, you know, that's just how things go right now. Maybe a little bit later on when we get a different weapon, we'll be able to thrust a bit more, but yeah, at the moment, we're obviously not doing that. Now, I gotta say, the Ice Witch is just as fantastic as I remember. She provides us with ward save, she provides summons, like additional summons. She actually summons ice bears and stuff like that, and the ice bears are literally crazy good because they do so much damage, or at least they also absorb damage for us, which is really quite special. So that's pretty crazy in itself, and they just have so many different spells that they can cast that seem to provide us with such a dramatic increase in efficiency that I literally cannot say anything bad about the Ice Witch. And that's also the reason why back in the day, you know, when I was doing those series before, I was even considering on actually making a Kislev focused series. And I'm not a big fan of the Kislev aesthetic. That's the funny thing. I'm not a big fan of that because they do seem, well, they basically just seem like chaos people, basically, kind of, with just a little bit more snow-based stuff going on, which is obviously not how, you know, let's face it, they're not really, that's not really what they're supposed to be, really. You know, they're just, you know, they're a little bit richer than that, I would assume. But from my perspective, that's what they seem like. So, you know, it's obviously not as exciting as they potentially could be. I'm not going to ask any rewards for this, of course. But yeah, so what I would like to do is, let me see. Do you think I can actually make something work here? We might be able to. I highly doubt it, but the problem is taking Asgraved is going to be difficult in itself, because you can see here, look at the realm of chaos. It is completely and utterly destroyed. They only have 1, 2, 3, 4 fiefs remaining. Only 4. And Asgraved is the... Whoa, never mind. Okay, they got Archeon in there. That is going to be extremely difficult to take if he remains in the garrison. Hopefully he's going to move sometime soon. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.